Good morning, girls. Let us start the day with a silent prayer. I hope and wish all of you to do great for this particular year and for the years ahead for you. Now, let me introduce myself. I'm Ms. Maria Sangita. I will be taking computers for you for this particular year. And the rest of the information regarding us, we can discuss, we can share when we go on with this year. Okay, so we will start off. Okay, some of the important things I would really want to discuss before we go on with the classes, right? So the first one I actually want to tell you all before we go on to start anything is uh, I just believe in this. You can't have a good day with bad attitude, and you cannot have a bad day with good attitude. Okay, I strongly believe this because with the good attitude, you can see only good things around. Okay, and that is actually very good. You can move on, you will be happy. The surrounding of you is also happy. Okay, and when you have a bad attitude, even the good things around you, you will not be able to see, right? So I would like to start this particular class with this particular verse and sentence, because I wish and I hope all of you are sitting with a good attitude, waiting to learn something new, waiting to know something new, so that it will improve on with whatever you are learning and whatever you are seeing and watching, right? So please remember this. You should always have a good attitude in what you're learning. Okay. So the next important thing, what we will go on with is, first thing is, what are the books you need, right? I've been seeing the WhatsApp messages overflowing. May not be one particular section. Okay, so what are the books? What are the books I have to take? Should I buy a textbook? Which textbook should I buy? And so many questions. So I thought, first basic informations, whatever you need, I will give it to you. Okay, so the first thing you will need is definitely a long notebook. I would prefer you all to have a long notebook. Either it can be a ruled book or an unruled book, but it has to be a long notebook which can have more than 150 or 200 pages, right? That is to maintain your notes. Okay, definitely I would expect you to write the notes, and the notes has to be completed every time I give you and say this has to be done. It has to be done without any failure. Okay, and it is not that I will be giving you more and more of notes. Whatever is explained for the day, I would definitely prefer you all to put it in your notebooks, right? The second one will be a record, which definitely should be more than 250 pages. That is because you have more of practical programs. Okay, and then of course, for sure, definitely I will be helping you and I will be guiding you in how you will be writing the records and what is very important for you to write, how exactly you have to maintain it. And I hope and wish that you people will definitely follow the instructions given accordingly, right? The third one is 100 pages observation book. Okay, this is to write the programs, that is to practice the programs and to write the output when you get when you know, execute the programs. May not be now, but you will definitely use the record and the observations in future, right? So for now, You are supposed to buy one long notebook, okay, which can have 200 pages, and you can start up with whatever work is being given to you in a day, right? I hope and wish that you do it on time and finish it, right? Now, with regarding to the textbook, everyone was asking, should I buy and should I not buy? If you can afford to buy, I would prefer you all to buy. Okay, the textbook is this. Okay, prescribed textbook from the Department of Pre-University Education. If possible, buy it. Okay, there is no emergency that you have to buy it, but if you really are wanting to buy it and keep it. Please refer to the textbook also. It is very, very important, right? The next important thing what we will be discussing is the method of teaching. Okay. Now we will be sending, okay, my classes will definitely be a recorded video of the topic, whatever you have. Okay, this recorded video will be uploaded in the YouTube and you will be getting the link of it. So what is expected from you is you will be watching the video, and if there is any doubts, you can refer back or you can just inform me the same day itself. Okay, so whatever doubts you have, the next video, whatever is coming up, will definitely clarify that. Okay, for sure it will be done. You need not worry if it is going to be like this. How am I going to learn? Will I understand? Will I not understand? You need not worry about it. It will be made very clear to you. And if there is any doubt, it is your responsibility to get back and clarify it the same day, right? Okay, now the next thing what we have to know is, okay, when do you have my subject? When is that you have computer science subject? Okay, as given the timetable, you have it on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. All these days you have it between 9 to, sorry, between 10 to 11, right? So you have these 3 days, and these 3 days you have from 10 to 11, right? I hope it is clear to you all the informations I want to give it to you. Okay, now the next important thing, I would want everyone to listen carefully. Okay, what is expected from you? These are very important things. I don't want anyone to go out of these things. Actually, I would expect everyone to follow this. First thing is, avoid discussions in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I understand. I really understand that you have lot of questions, you have lot of doubts. It is very new to you. You have just joined, okay, and if the situation is so that you're not meeting up anyone, we are doing everything online. I understand. I totally understand all these things, but each one's discussions is really creating a havoc when it is the other person who doesn't need all that information, right? So if at all, if you have any important discussions, please kindly make it personal. Okay, your discussions, let it stay personal with you, right? So I would not expect anyone to do the discussions in the WhatsApp group. Okay, the next one is, if you have any doubt with regard to the subject, as I said before, you can definitely message me in the group, okay, whatever we have created, or you can personally send me a message, but this has to be with regarding to the class timings only. Okay, that is, you have 10 to 11 my class. You have any doubts, you can call me, you can message me and clarify at that point of time only. Okay, please kindly refrain from messaging later on. After that, please don't message. Okay, let us stick on. If you have college, It will be from morning, suppose it is from morning 8:30 to 3:30. I hope you will all come to the college at that time only. I don't think so anyone will come at 4:30 and say I have to attend the classes, right? So we have to stick on to the timings, whatever may. Okay, so if it is told that 9 to 12 is your class timings, I expect you to follow the same, and I expect you to follow the same with regarding to the timetable given. 10 to 11 I'm available. I will be waiting for your messages, and I will be waiting for your calls. If there is any doubts, I would definitely wait and I would clarify it to you. Right after 12 o'clock, if you're messaging, maybe I don't even see the phone. Right. So please make it sure that you message me before that itself. Right. Right. The next thing is I would expect you to listen and watch the video link I am sending you for your classes. It is very important because we are not having a class wise, or the classroom environment is not there as such. So the video whatever we send only is the only source for you to learn, and the trouble and the difficulty in making the topics clear to you is so much, and I expect the same. Okay, that little effort from you to sit and watch and understand and get back to me the same day. Right, so you need to listen carefully and watch the video link whatever is sending, okay, with regarding to your classes. And the work whatever is given has to be completed the same day, because every day you will be getting some or the other work, right? So that is very important. The next thing is I will be uploading it in the YouTube, as I said. So there is comment section. I know everyone knows about it. Okay, you must be giving your attendance there, right? So I don't expect anyone else to comment on anything else other than just giving you the attendance. Like say your register number is 2 or 4 or 23 or 54, whatever, okay? You will just put your name and your register number there. Nothing else is expected from you in the comment section. Okay, the next thing is you will have to, that is, if I say you have to give attendance, it does not mean the whole day you have, or the next day you can log in, or the next day you can see the video and you can give the attendance. You have to watch, because I am sitting and waiting for your messages and calls at that point. I would definitely expect you to sit at 10 o'clock, okay, and view the video whatever sent. Give your attendance there. And if you have any doubts, you can call me or message me that day, that moment only, and clarify it. That makes little sense than you sitting back. Maybe in the evening you're sitting and watching and getting back to me in the night regarding that is little awkward, right? So I expect you to sit and watch from 10 to 11, and you give your attendance at that point only. After 11 o'clock, I am not considering your attendance. So whoever has sent in the comment section your register number, your name will be taken into consideration. After 11 o'clock, I will not be considering and marking your attendance. Right? It is very, very important. We need to follow these ethics when we are doing a class like online class like this. Okay. I hope all the points are clear to you all, expecting that you will all follow the same. Of course, failing which we have to put on some restrictions. I hope we will not get along to that extent. I hope all of you are good enough to understand and follow by with the instructions. Okay, now let us start with the topic actually. I just want to introduce you all to the chapter. And that is just because I know most of you are very good at computers, and most of you actually know how to message, how to go online, Okay, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, what not. I know all of you are interested, all of you want to know about most of these things, and I believe that all of you know most of these things, right? Whatever learned, okay, we will be learning in one particular methodology, right? Going from basics, how exactly the computer is working, okay? Maybe, of course, you will not be learning in detail with the parts inside it, okay? But still, you have to know about, see, if I say you're a computer student, you should be knowing some basics of it, isn't it? So we will go on with the basics of it, right? So to introduce this particular chapter, okay, this is the first chapter you have in your textbook, okay, which is fundamentals of computers. Okay, before we can go on with this chapter, I would just want you to say, what is computers first of all? What for we invented this particular, device? Okay, so what was the purpose of we having this device in the beginning, and what is the purpose it is actually helping us with now? Right? If we compare these two accept concepts, okay, the computer was invented only for helping the mankind with calculations, right? Now if you look into the field of computers is doing everything possible, not only in calculations, in many things, okay? I just want you all to take a paper, okay, and you will write whatever you think the computer is helping us with, okay? So you can write anything which comes onto your mind. You can write about the communications it is developing, or anything as such, you can write it down in your books, okay? So how it has changed the life of our mankind is completely changed because of these computers. For an example, suppose if we had this particular problem of COVID, okay, few years back, or suppose in 1990s or 80s, okay, so how would we have had the classes, okay, without computers, without this technology, right? It's a very big question mark actually. Just because we have computers right now, okay, I think most of the things are still going on the way it has to. Take it for you know shopping, take it for buying groceries, right? And just what we are doing is an online education, right? So nothing is come to a still, in fact, in after all these issues of uh, the pandemic, right? So that's a very good example, and that is a very good explanation how a computers is just changed the mankind, the living, the lifestyle of a mankind. Yes. So with regarding to this, we will just go ahead a little more with the topic. Okay. So what is exactly you think a computer is? I know everyone knows computer. What big deal? A computer is one which we are able to communicate, which we are able to access so many applications, right? But exactly what is the definition given for you about a computer? Okay, definitely you should say that it is a device, and all of us know it is a device. Okay, so what kind of a device it is? It is an electronic device. Okay, so it is an electronic device which is accepting the data whatever we are giving. Okay, and it is processing it, storing the data, and it is giving meaningful information according to the program. Now all these things, they have just put it together, but inputting the data is completely different. Processing the data is completely different. Storing the data is completely different. and giving meaningful information according to the program is completely different. All these jobs, our computer is doing it. Okay, so it's an electronic device. Okay, it is an electronic machine which is helping us to accept the data, process, store, and give a meaningful information according to the program. This becomes the definition of what a computer is, right? The next one, what we are going to learn is about the functional components of a computer. Okay, these four are the main components of a computer. I would not say these are the only four. These are the main functional components of a computer, right? So we have four things: input, central processing, main memory, and output. Whatever we have learned in the definition, to accept the data, input unit is doing it. Okay, to process the data, central processing is doing it. Okay, storing the data, main memory is doing it. And to output the result according to the program, the output unit is doing it. So these are the four basic functionalities of the computer, and these becomes the four important components of a computer, right? So we will see each one in detail, right? Now, what is a input unit? Okay, so an input unit, as I said, now I say give some information. Okay, you are giving information to the computer. How are we giving the information? Are we talking to the system? Is the system able to understand English or Hindi or Kannada? No, right? So we are actually typing the information to the computer, right? Now, what are we typing? Are we typing? Are we typing any other language? We are typing in English, right? So English is not a language which the computer understands. The computer understands only one language, which is called as binary language, which is made up of zeros and ones, right? So a device, an input device is something which is helping us to communicate with the system, right? You would have seen translators, that is in between there will be people, like you would have seen so many shows where a person will be speaking in Hindi, but that language people would not understand, and there will be a person who will be translating Hindi language to English. Okay, and it would have happened the same way. An English language to Hindi, there will be a translator who's standing and translating that language to the people, right? So an input device is something of that sort, which is taking in the information what we are giving it and converting it into binary form and helping the system work for us, right? Because the system is able to understand only one language, which is made of binary, right? The next thing which we are going to see is about the central processing unit, right? When I say central processing unit, you can make out that it is a unit which is helping us to process. Central, that is completely, it has got a control of everything, all right? So the central processing unit carries out the instructions of a computer program. This is the unit that reads data and executes programs instructions. Hence, it is known as a brain of the computer, or it is sometimes specified as heart of the computer also, right? So without which, suppose I say there is no brain, how can we think of a person without a brain? How can we think of a person without a heart, right? So that means that this particular processing unit is the main unit of a computer, without which you cannot read the data, you cannot execute a program, you cannot do anything, right? So the CPU is a very, very important component for a computer, right? The next one which we are going to see is about the storage unit, right? Now the storage unit has two main functionalities. Okay, when I say storage, you know that we are going to store something. Okay, but when it comes to computer, what is it storing? It is storing instructions. What kind of instructions is it storing? It is storing two different kinds of instructions. One is the data, whatever data we are giving, it is storing. The second one is intermediate results. That is, suppose I have given a big processing. That is, I have given, maybe I have given an addition of 5 numbers or 6 numbers. Okay, the computer is not calculating all the 6 numbers total at once. Okay, and it cannot calculate also. What it is doing is it is calculating the first two, the sum of the first two digits, storing it in a place, right? Then it is adding that value to the third value and storing again that in a place, right? This storing of intermediate results also is happening in the storage unit, right? So all the data and instructions are stored here before and after the processing. Whatever you're giving to the system is also stored. After processing, what is the information it is giving is also stored, right? The next thing is the intermediate results of processing are also stored here, right? So I hope the explanation is clear for you all, right? And the last one, what we are going to discuss is about the output devices, right? So when I say the input devices is helping us in taking the data from us, which is given in English, and converting it into a binary form. Output devices are doing the vice versa job of it. It is converting the binary data, whatever the system is given, and it is converting it into the human understandable form. If it gives in zeros and one, I think definitely we will not be using computers at all, right? So the language what we understand, the computer has to give the output in that particular format, right? So an output device is used to display or print the results which are stored in the memory, and it converts binary data into human understandable form, right? So I hope this particular concept, whatever we have discussed, is clear to you all. So what we have discussed today is with regarding to the functional unit, okay, that is the important components of a computer, right? We have discussed about 4 important components. One is input, the second one is CPU, third one is storage, and the fourth one is output devices, right? I hope this concept is clear. We will go ahead with other concepts as we go on with the classes, right? Now what I expect you all to do today is, definitely, I would expect you to write down whatever I have explained, because it is given in very short for you. So you can write down all the 4 devices, whatever we have discussed. Please write it, open the book, take out your the first page of it, start off as a chapter only, and start writing the first chapter, fundamental of computers. Whatever we have discussed today, you will put it across in that, okay? And a small work including this particular writing work is, see, I want you all to just write down the areas where you don't see computers in this particular era, okay? Is there any place where you feel that computers are not used at all? Okay, I want you to do it. That is, I want you to work on a little on it and find out and think over whether is there any place, okay, or is there any no field where computers are completely not used, right? And if you feel that it's not there at all, then definitely I would like you all to jot down Okay, where are the fields? Which are the fields which uses computers, right? So it's a very small work, I think. Okay, and you can just think over and write all these things. You need not go on a detailed research on this. So I think it's a very simple job and you will be able to do it. Okay, so we will stop the class here for today. Okay, expecting you to meet in the next class, hoping that you do great for this academic year, hoping you all score very good marks and go on and on with your uh, future endeavors. Okay, so have a great day, girls. Okay, meet you all in the next class. Until then, please see that you write the notes and do the assignment, whatever I have given. Okay, thank you all, girls.